And I can see Scott's already here and Heather. Hey Scott, hey Heather. Just adjusting myself a little bit. Sorry for the hair, couldn't be bothered to do anything with it. And the lighting as well, I apologise. I just don't feel up for a bright light, so it's sort of got a little background headache, just kind of threatening. So I'm avoiding bright lights at the moment, and yeah, not too bad, just making my excuses. A mild pain down here on the left hand side as well at the moment, but I'm not taking any more painkillers because they make me a little bit, just a tiny bit off balance, and I'm not a fan of it. Some people like sort of strong painkillers and the feeling of drugs in their system. I'm not one of those people. I just don't feel that comfortable with anything that just isn't normal. Apart from alcohol, for some reason, I quite like alcohol, but I'm not drinking at the moment because I can't drink on these painkillers. You can hear the rain on the roof, which I know quite a lot of you like. JC Russell's here. Hey there, how you doing? All good, thank you, JC. And yeah, let me know what you are wearing. It's just a quickie again today. I won't be going on for too long, but thought I'd check in with you, show you a couple of new things I've got, something that I've got coming up soon I want to talk about. Some of you will already know about it. If you've seen my Instagram or community post, you'll already know what that's all about. Hey Drillbit. Drillbit says, howdy gorgeous, howdy Drillbit. And Flavius says, hello Flavius. Who else? Oh, John's here. Hey John. And Taffy. John Taffy. And I see Heather said Jonesy, but I can't see Lizzie's. Oh, you mean Johnsy? Okay, okay, I get ya. Johnsy. Oh, I thought you meant Jonesy, as in Lizzie. Right. Okay. Yeah. Let me know what you're wearing, so I can see here that Scott's wearing Renier's Black Rain. I haven't tried that one. Oh, Scott, thank you for the samples. I meant to message you earlier. They came today, and I've only tried one of them so far, which was the Lalique one, which reminded me of sort of like a Bois d'Argent or Gentle Fluidity Silver. It felt like a slightly metallic, sweet, ambery type thing. So that was quite interesting. I haven't tried the others yet though, but thank you, John, for sending me some samples. Flavius is wearing a new scent for me called Valahaya. Okay, I haven't heard of that. And John's got Lilac Love from Amouage. I love those Amouage bottles, all those pastel ones, they're so beautiful. And Sarah's here, she's wearing Love in Idleness by Atkinson's. Not heard of that one either. I know Atkinson's, but I haven't heard of that particular one, so that sounds interesting. Love in Idleness, what an interesting name. Okay, right, what we're going to do, let me show you, oh, what am I wearing? That's a good point. What am I wearing? I've got a couple of things on, I think. I started off with one of these I'm going to show you in a minute, the new ones. And I can't really smell. What did I put on? Honestly, I think it was just, it's quite like this one. I think it's just that one actually. No, I know, because I went out and I wanted something a bit stronger. What did I put on? Oh my God, my mind is gone. I absolutely can't remember, and I can't really, all I can smell is like powdery, powdery stuff. What am I wearing? I honestly don't know. I did put different stuff on my wrists. Oh, I know what this is. This is one of the new ones as well, but it's been a while since I sprayed, so I tell you what, let's just get into the two new fragrances first of all. So the first one is this. It's called L'instant Magic from Guerlain. This is the older style bottle. It's actually quite hard to find this at the moment. I really like this in the B bottle, but I think Guerlain are currently pulling all of their, or most of their standard line and putting them all out in the same bottles, which is the kind of like I think they call it the inverted heart, like the old Le Bleu and Mitsuko were in. I think a lot of their line is going to be in those bottles. So at the moment, this is the original bottle that this one came in, and then it was in the gorgeous frosted bee bottle. And I think unless this gets discontinued, which maybe it will, who knows, then it will be in the new inverted heart bottle. But this is, as I say, this is the original bottle. And I did smell this recently in the bee bottle, so a current formulation, and I really liked it. I did smell it years ago in Paris. I went into the Champs-Élysées boutique and I was chatting to the sales assistant and said that I really like violet, and she said, oh, you must try this then. I'm lisping. Why am I lisping? And I tried it and I thought it was quite nice, but I was more excited about all the exclusives in the shop, so I didn't really pay it too much attention. And then I gave it another go very recently, as I say, in the current formulation in the bee bottle. I don't know if there's any formulation difference between the bottles, but I tried the current bee bottle and I loved it. Because I'm chasing iris at the moment in quite a big way, and I love violet anyway. And yeah, I tried it and I kept smelling it, and it's a soft, powdery iris and violet type scent. So I'm just going to go all over with it now because it's kind of quite soft. So, we go heavy. Go hard or go home. Hey Tim, Tim's in the house, and Rich Mitch. Guess what happened to me today? I got 450 millilitres of Fef Delicious for half price. Rich, what is it about you buying such huge quantities? Like, what is that all about? But well done you anyway. But you do buy things in bulk. It's like you go to, what do you go to, Costco of perfumery. Right, Taffy is wearing Balenciaga Flora Botanica. And 12 Pretty Things says, hello from America, finally caught alive, hope you're feeling better. Thank you, 12 Pretty Things. I'm not doing too badly, not fixed. Not quite sure when I'll be fixed, but I've got some good painkillers, so we're on the right path now. We're on a routine. A routine? No, that's not the right word. On the path towards getting fixed. Let's see. And Rich Mitch says, more outrageously, I managed to get a bottle out of Creed. What do you mean a bottle out of Creed, Rich? What do you mean by that? Rich says, getting a lot of Guerlain from Smurfy today. Yes, of course, because I just did the 2 Aqua Allegoria, the new Aqua Allegorias. I just posted a video on. Sarah Robinson says, Love in Idleness is a violet fragrance, remind me of Insolence. Well, that's really interesting now that we're talking about this, which kind of reminds me a little bit of Insolence. Oh, hang on, what am I doing? I'm just trying to scroll. What painkillers? They're codeine. The brand is Zapain, Zapain, which I think is kind of a funny name. I'm only taking, you can take 2 at a time, but I'm only taking 1 because they definitely affect me quite strongly. Maybe I'll build up some sort of resistance to them. But at the moment, they are sending me ever so slightly, woo! And I, as I say, I'm actually not a fan of that feeling. Okay, Rich got a sample from Creed. Okay, rare treat, yes. And Joe's here. Ooh, I spy Guerlain magic. You do l'instant magic. So as I was saying, it's an iris and violet fragrance. I think there's definitely some other florals. I can't remember, maybe freesia. I'm not really sure. For me, it's a bit like Insolence, but Insolence for me has this sharp hairspray-like feel to it, which I don't know if there's aldehydes in Insolence. I don't think there's listed, but to me, Insolence always feels like there's a touch of this sort of vintage sharpness that reminds me a little bit of aldehydes, and it takes me to hairspray. But with this, I don't really get that. It's like a softer, and it's also got like a fruitiness, like almost like if you took, I was thinking about this actually the other day when I was trying to describe it to myself. If you took some red and sort of like red and purple berries, you know, like just not any specific, but just imagine, you know what red and purple berries generally smell like. And if you took them and then you dried them out and then you powdered them, you turned them into dust, or let's imagine age, instead of rotting them, age just turned them into dust. So it is quite a dusty, fruity, violet iris perfume to me. And yeah, I'm sure there's some other florals that add more to it, but that's the main thing I get from the perfume. And then in time it's slightly less fruity and it's more just, I guess, oh, there's also almond in here. Joe says, this was around in my day, and Insolence was launched in my Galan time too. It's beautiful, soft and fluffy. Yes, it's definitely soft and fluffy, and yeah, there's an almond note, but it's not like a rich almond. It's just a nuance of almond that some people don't get, because I've been looking at reviews. Some people say they get no almond. I definitely do get a hint of almond in here. I can smell it right now. But it is just a subtle nuance. It's not like a big, it's not like a marzipan. It's not a very rich almond. It's more, I had to describe it. I guess it's almost like a powder. Yeah, it was almost like powdered almond, you know, ground almond like you can buy in the shop. It's not any sort of extra sweetness to it, but it's more about violet and the fruity stuff, and then just dusty and powdery, lots of dust and powder. And it's, people say Insolence is like the fairy dust type, or the, you know, the princess type fragrance, a fairy princess. It's magical and sparkling and all that. I would say L'Instant Magique actually does that even better. It's just softer, I think, and softer and a little more subtle. So it's not a big perfume. So when I was going, I had to walk to the doctor's today to drop something off. I won't go into too much detail. Had to walk to the doctor's. I didn't have to walk. I could have driven, but I chose to walk. And I was wearing this, and I was wearing quite a lot of it. But just in case I happened to pass anyone, I wanted a slightly more of a noticeable aura. So I did end up spraying something over the top, which I can't remember. I have no clue what it was I sprayed now. No, I can't remember. But this isn't the kind of fragrance I would wear to make a big impact. I wouldn't wear it to a party or a loud pub or a festival. It's for relaxing at home. It would be a great fragrance for the office, or just hanging out with friends, going to lunch. You know, it's one of those very versatile, wear it anywhere fragrances, and just people will just catch subtle whiffs every now and then, but it's not going to be this big, you know, big, loud, in your face type of fragrance at all. It's definitely about subtlety. And it's beautiful. I really love it. So I'm really happy to have that. So that is a magic. It's L'Instant Magique. So yeah, I love that. Sarah says L'Instant Magique is beautiful fragrance. Joe says really easy to wear. Yes. Okay, right. So I'll show you what I've got over here. The next one. And it's a 4,160 Tuesdays fragrance, but there's a twist. So if anyone wants to guess, if anyone knows what goes on over at 4160 Tuesdays every now and then, have a little guess. What is the fragrance and what might be slightly special about it? If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But I will tell you, so don't worry. So I'll just... it's lovely. So I'm going to let you comment on that for a moment, and I'm just going to tell you something else. Tony sent me these. They're the Ostens sample set, discovery set So Tony Fragdicted, he's not in the chat at the moment, it's probably working. These ones, he did a live stream on Instagram about only less than a week ago. I think it's probably still on Instagram. I think those live streams stay up, or you can delete them, I'm not sure, but I'm sure Tony probably left it up. So go and have a look if you like. It's on Tony's Instagram. But he said in the when he was doing the live stream, I was sort of showing interest because I've already tried the rose one. And he said, I'll send them to you, Claire, when I'm finished, which was really kind of him. And he did. And they came yesterday. And I decided to film a video straight away because I really wanted to smell them all. And so I've done that. It's ready on my, I feel a bit dizzy. It's ready on my YouTube. Just got to make a thumbnail for it and or something like that. And then that will be on my channel in the next couple of days. But do I want to give you any kind of spoiler alerts? Nah. Has anyone tried these ones from Ostend's? So it's not Ostend as in the place in it's Belgium, isn't it, for Ostend? I've been to Ostend. It's Ostend's, ends in an S. Has anyone tried these? And if so, what's your favourite? Mia's here. She says, hello, everyone. Hey, Mia. Lovely to see you. And yeah, let me know if you've tried these. And John, have you tried them? Mia, have you tried them? Ostens. Scent Sibling says, Refill 160 Tuesdays. My guess is it's a box that her future self sent in the past. And she's put it on half price because she needs to get rid of it because she's freaking out. Not quite. Mia's sampled the rose. What did you think of the rose, Mia? Yeah, for me, the rose was really lovely. It was the one that I tried first. Before Tony sent these to me, I took part in an Ostens giveaway and just won the rose sample. I think they sort of sent 100 samples out to people and I was one of them, and I was really impressed with the quality of the rose one. It's a Dominic Ropion perfume, so it's going to be good, isn't it? And it is in the realms of Portrait of a Lady, not quite as impactful as Portrait of a Lady, but it does have some similar nuances to kind of the way that it's quite heavy with the rose and it's kind of fruity. So yeah, I think the rose is really good. John says, I wasn't too sure about them, with them being all molecular. No, they're not, I don't think they're all molecular. A couple of them are, John. Obviously cashmere and velvet, but, and I think one of them's got ambroxan listed, but I didn't pick up on it. Anyhow, if you haven't tried them, John, I'm happy to send them on to you. I'm not going to tell you my favourite because you'll find out in the video. But yeah, if you want them, John, I'm happy to pass them on to you for you to give them a go. I think you'll be surprised. I'm not saying which one. One of them is beautiful, and I think it will be, you know already. You know which one it's going to be. Totally going to be up your street, just for how very naturally beautiful it is. So yeah, so that's that. So that will be on my channel a little bit later, in a sort of couple of days or so. Right, back to the 4160 then. So no one's having a guess, fair enough. So what I've got here is, well, it is the sexiest scent on the planet ever, IMHO, but it's not just that. Oh no, it's not, it's customized. So this isn't something that's available that often and to everyone. But if you join the Facebook group for 160 Tuesdays News, and I have put a link in the description, if you are part of that Facebook group, you find out about funny little deals and really quirky little things that go on that not everyone gets access to. And one of those funny little things, pretty amazing actually, is that in the month of May, Sarah was customizing scents for people. So you basically, you could go and buy whatever fragrance you want, although obviously you kind of want to think about it a little bit, and because you can customize, so you could have, you pay a little bit extra and you can add an ingredient or two. And in my case, the greedy little mare that I am, I had 3 extra materials added. So I specifically chose a sexiest scent on the planet because I know that I love it anyway as it is. It's quite a sort of simplistic, let's spray it here. It's quite a simplistic woody vanilla. It's got a fresh opening. It's got bergamot, which actually smells kind of lemony. And it's really quite fresh, and the bergamot is beautiful. But you can smell the sweetness underneath. Now, this has got 3 extra materials in it. I wonder if any of you can guess what materials I might have put in here. So, as I say, I picked it because it's probably the most simplistic fragrance from the catalogue, because it's usually, I think it started its life out as an accord. It wasn't supposed to be the finished product. And then a journalist came along and they were smelling different things in the studio, and that's how it got its name, because this journalist said that is the sexiest scent on the planet ever. And Sarah said, oh, it's not a perfume, it's a part of it, it's an accord that goes to make a perfume, but it's not the finished product. And the journalist said, well, you need to sell that as a perfume. And I think that's me remembering a story Sarah told a long time ago. So if I've got it slightly wrong, I do apologise. Don't sue me. Anyone want to guess what I've put in here? Yes, okay. So John says violet. Yes, you are correct, John, but there's 2 more. Scott and Joe have both said iris, and Heather says iris and almond. Heather, Scott and Joe, you are correct with iris. Joe says pear. Joe, you are correct. So yes, I have got in here iris, violet and pear. So pear, I specifically asked for, there's a material, I think Sarah said it's called nat pop, and it basically smells like pear drops. So I've kind of learned that I really like a synthetic sweet note rather than maybe something that smells very natural. So this is a material that smells like pear drops, but actually it is made of naturals, but it's not made of anything from pear, if that makes sense. So so it's got this pear drop note, some iris and some violet. On top of you've got the bergamot, and then you have vanilla, this isoe super, which gives it that kind of like sweet, peppery, cedar-like note. And I've forgotten what else, but to me it smells almost a bit like a white chocolatey accord, but it's lighter and fresher than that would suggest, if that makes sense. Yeah, almond would definitely be something I would consider putting into a customized scent, but I went with just I didn't want to go overboard, and I didn't want it to go too sweet. So and because I'm having an iris moment, it had to be iris. And then I love violet, and then I love pear, so that's what happened. And yes, it's lovely. Obviously, it gets made up. It's not had time to macerate. So I think this is going to get better and better with time. When you first spray it, you can smell the violet and the pear. I think the pear does disappear quite quickly because it's quite a volatile thing. So I'm hoping that in time, as the ingredients sit in the bottle and start to love each other a little bit more, maybe the pear will hang around a little bit longer. But it is absolutely beautiful, and it's really special because so what happened was I saw the announcement on the group. This is before Sweetie got ill. I saw the announcement and I thought I was started to play around with ideas of what I might like to do, and then I asked a question about whether I could use violet and the pear droppy smell because I didn't know if that was an option. And I asked the question, and then Sweetie got ill, and then everything happened. And then I was kind of, what was I thinking? I was kind of like staring at my phone and trying to lose myself in stuff, you know, like you do online. And came back to, or I think I saw something else on the 4160 group, and I thought, well, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to call it Sweetie, because the fragrance is going to smell like sweets. Basically, you've got pear drops, violet smells like Parma violets, you've got vanilla, and there's almost, like I say, almost like a white chocolate. Imagine a white chocolate mouse. And so basically I thought, well, it's going to smell like sweets or sweeties, and it's going to be my little treat to myself, because I've lost my little baby. And yeah, so I asked if, in the notes, I asked if Sarah would write Sweetie on the bottle, and she did, but unfortunately it was on the side, and where I've been picking it up by the side, because it's in marker pen, like on the back, you can't really see it. It says, with lots of love, an extra orris, pear and violet, lots of love, Sarah and the team. So really, really lovely there. And then on the side it did say Sweetie, but my fingers kind of rubbed it and smeared it. So I'm going to make a sticker and put it on there that says Sweetie. So this is my Sweetie perfume. It smells like sweets, and it's my little treat to myself because I lost my little baby Sweetie. So yeah, so that's kind of special. And Sarah was really lovely. She sent me a couple of nice little extra things as treats, which is really, really sweet. And yeah, so this really does mean quite a lot to me. And it smells gorgeous as well. So if you're interested in, if you like the 4160 Tuesdays fragrances and you're interested in the customization, which is such a special treat, it is pretty amazing. Then just join the group and keep your eye out. It might be, I don't know if they're still doing it. I think she said for the whole month of May, but I don't know how much she can take on. So, you know, I don't want to be causing trouble because it is kind of like more of an intimate thing. But do join the group and keep your eyes out and see what's going on. Tim says, I must try Healy's Iris de Nuit, gorgeous violet and iris. I think I smelled it years and years ago, but my taste has changed a lot, and I do definitely need to retry that one, Tim. I've got a sample on the way of the Xerjoff Iris. You know, the iris with 3 S's at the end. It's like a super expensive, really expensive fragrance from Xerjoff. But I've got a 10ml decant coming, so I'm really excited to try that because it's supposed to be a bit like Iris Silver Mist, but more accessible apparently, because apparently Iris Silver Mist is a little bit austere for some. So I still haven't tried Iris Silver Mist. I want to, but I'm guessing it won't actually be for me. Tim says, oh, how lovely, a fragrance to honour Sweetie. Scott says, oh. Joe says, oh, that's lovely. Scent Sibling says, oh, that is so wonderful and special, well done. Taffy says, oh, Sweetie perfume. Jim says, hi Smurfy, hey Jimbo, you right? Fragratician Gabby's here, hello my lovelies, how are we all? Okay, let's just check I haven't missed any other comments. Okay. Right, what else was I going to do? I've got something here that I don't think I'm allowed to talk about yet, but I'm going to show you. It's a sneak preview. I bumped into Dan yesterday. I say bumped into, I popped round to his for a coffee, and he has given me this bottle here, Bon Viveur, his latest fragrance, Norton and Wilson Bon Viveur, but he wants to make sure some of his customers have received theirs first before a review hits the interweb, which I think is very, very nice and respectful to the customers, because they've all pre-ordered and they're waiting patiently for their orders. I did see one Instagram post that they reshared, they reposted, of a customer that had theirs and did a post about it. So it looks like they are starting to hit customers' letterboxes or probably not letterboxes. You probably have to open the door for that one, don't you? It's quite big. So I did smell it. I had a little sneaky sniff just on paper, but what I want to do is I'll unbox it and put it on skin and talk to you about it very, very soon. As soon as I get the nod from Dan, I can go ahead. Then this Bon Vivant, the new Norton & Wilson one, I'll be talking about very soon. So just a little sneaky peek of the box there in its cellophane wrapping. And that's that. So we'll pop that over there. And then finally, so I just want to talk to you about a little thing that I shared today on Instagram and on my community tab, which is a collaboration I'm doing with, there's a shop, or an online shop here in the UK called Perfume Playground. I know John knows them. I don't know if any of you other UK people have seen them or bought from them or had any interaction with them as yet. I've been speaking to two lovely ladies there, Anita and Charlotte. We're doing a little collaboration. It's not sponsored. I'm not earning any money from it. It's not an affiliate. It is. They've sent me a few nice things, which is lovely. And this is something that I really want to do. And it's a Smell Along with Smurfy. So there's a sample set that I've curated. So they sent me loads of samples from Masque Milano, and I've smelt them all. I took my time with them, and I came up with my absolute favourites that had to be in the box. And there's 7 fragrances. You've got the 3 white ladies. So you've got Madeleine, Petra, and Dolce Aqua. So you've got those 3, which are quite new. I think they came out late last year. And I was really curious about those. There's the new one, Lost Alice, of course. And then there's Love Kills. I might not remember them all. Hemingway, La Tessa. And I might have, that might be all. No, I'm probably missing one. But I think a really, really good collection. In my opinion, my favourites. I'm not going to say the best, because it's not the best. It's, who am I to say what's the best? They're my favourites that I tried, the most interesting from the brands. And there's one there that I wouldn't say is my favourite, but I think it's really interesting. Has a really interesting nuance that I know John would particularly love. And I think pretty sure John did already review the one I'm thinking of. John says, I have to catch up going through my samples slowly. Yeah, Jim says, I just love smelling Rasai Jasmine Wisp on the ladies during the spring and summer, and Chantical Kalimantan during the fall and winter. Sorry about spelling, I'm driving. Don't text and drive, Jim. What are you doing? I remember you mentioning Kalimantan a long time ago, because I looked it up because of you, and then I think it's an oud fragrance, isn't it? So, yeah, it wouldn't be my cup of tea, but Jasmine Wisp, I've seen a couple of girls on YouTube talk about that. So it does sound quite nice. Yes, so this collaboration with Perfume Playground. So you get the box of samples and the smelling strips. You can basically, so you're able to smell along with me. You can smell them in advance if you want and make notes, or you can smell them for the first time while I do the live stream. And it's completely up to you. I won't be smelling them for the first time. I would have already had all my notes on them. And so they'll be kind of like mini reviews, but very, very interactive. I'll be wanting everyone's opinions on what they think and what they get out of the fragrances and what their favourites are. So I'll probably leave my 3 favourites for the end of the video. And yeah, so you can buy the box of samples. They are £22.50. And then if you decided later on to buy a full bottle from Masque Milano, then you would get that £22.50 off of your purchase. Or you could have 10% off a travel size. So I think that's a really good deal. I love it when brands do that, when you get your money back from a sample set. It makes it so much more worthwhile, doesn't it? And so, like I say, it's not sponsored. I'm not making any money out of it, but they have sent me a couple of really nice bits for to actually use to show you at during the live stream. And I really hope some of you will join in. It will be really lovely. If you could. Joe says fabulous. We'll look forward to hearing about those. They all look wonderful. I have Tango and adore it. Enjoy hearing about the others. Yeah, Tango's lovely. So that's a Cecile Zarokian. I didn't pick that in the end because I think where it's been out quite a long time, and I think it had its time on the hype train, and it's quite a rich amber, isn't it? So because it's now summertime, I decided not to do that one. But definitely a gorgeous ambery fragrance. Tim says Masque Milano is so good. I have full bottles of Latessa and Russian tea, 10ml Times Square. Full bottles have the best atomizers anywhere. I remember you saying about Times Square. That's one I didn't get to try. But I'm not sure because it's quite osmanthus heavy, isn't it? So I wasn't sure whether or not I would enjoy it because osmanthus can be hit or miss for me. If it's in a high dose, I tend not to love it. Mia says, that's so lovely to get Sweetie perfume. Definitely put a sticker on it. Yes, I will. I wonder if I can get a sticker made out of a photo of her. I mean, you can get anything done these days, can't you? So maybe I'll do that. Also, I've got an artist who is going to paint her picture. So I was recommended a fragrant friend of mine, Sue, not Sue Poo, another lady, Sue, we'll call her Sue H, who I know from Facebook groups and have known for many years now. And she got in touch and, she said sort of, sorry about Sweetie. And then she recommended, I think she saw my live stream where I talked about what I wanted to do. And she said she'd had a portrait done of her, her husband and their dog. And she sent me a picture of it and it was lovely. And as I said, because I said in the live stream, I wanted something a little more cartoony, a little more laid back. And this was that, and so I've been in touch with this person that she recommended, and I've paid a deposit, and she's going to do a picture of Sweetie. It's going to take a while because she's really popular, so she won't be able to do it until I think July, but it'll be lovely. And I mean, I can see me just trying to get everyone that can paint to paint a picture of Sweetie, and then I'll just fill my house up. Where did that come from? Sorry. So sorry about that. Hey Hilary. Thank you, Hilary. I'm crying. I don't know where that just came from, so. Sorry about that. I think I'm going to go. I'm okay. Sam's coming round in a bit for dinner, so I'm going to get dinner on. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.